The thing in the vents. Maya had never liked sleeping in her new apartment. It wasn't because of the creaky pipes or the flickering hallway light that the landlord promised he'd get around to fixing. No, it was the sound that came from the vents. Every night when the building grew quiet, she would hear something moving inside. Not the usual hum of air, not the occasional rattle when the heater kicked in. This was softer, deliberate, like fingernails dragging across metal. At first, she told herself it was rats, maybe squirrels, something normal. But then came the whispers. The first time she heard them, she froze in bed, her phone clutched in her hand. Faint words drifted from the vent above her dresser, too soft to make out clearly. A sighing voice, almost like breath forced through teeth. She thought she caught her name, but when she sat up to listen harder, it stopped. The next night, the voice returned, louder this time. Magia. Her stomach dropped. The sound was no longer vague. It was unmistakably calling her. She stuffed towels over the vent and tried to drown it out with music, but the voice pressed through, patient and deliberate. When she shut her eyes, she could feel it pressing against her, like the sound was crawling into her head. By the fourth night, she barely slept. Every time she closed her eyes, she imagined a pale face staring through the metal slats, watching her. Finally, she snapped. She dragged a chair across the floor, climbed up, and unscrewed the vent cover. Cold air rushed out, carrying with it the stale smell of dust and something faintly rotten. She shined her flashlight inside. Empty, just metal tubing stretching into darkness. But the moment she leaned closer, something whispered right against her ear. "I see you." Maya screamed and fell off the chair, banging her elbow against the floor. She scrambled to her feet and stared at the vent. Nothing moved. No shadows, no sign of anything alive. That night, she slept in her car. The next morning, she went straight to the landlord. A heavy-set man with tired eyes, he barely looked up from his paperwork when she told him what happened. "You're not the first," he muttered. Her blood ran cold. "What do you mean?" He sighed, rubbing his temples. "Tenants complain about noises in the vents. Whispers, scratching, things like that. Buildings old, make sounds. People get jumpy." "Someone whispered my name," Maya said, her voice breaking. He finally looked at her. His eyes were dark, unreadable. Then he leaned in close and said, "If it talks to you, don't talk back. That's how it gets in." Maya stared at him, waiting for a laugh, some sign that he was joking. But he just went back to his papers. That night, she taped the vent shut with layers of duct tape. She even pushed her dresser in front of it. Still, the voice came. Faint, muffled, but persistent. "Magia, why are you ignoring me?" She buried her head under the pillow. Her heart hammered so hard it hurt. The next night, it wasn't just her name. "Please let me out, I'm stuck, I'm cold. I've been here so long." It sounded desperate, human. Her fear battled with guilt. What if someone really was trapped in the ventilation system? What if she was hearing a real person in pain? The voice grew weaker over the next few nights, coughing, crying. "Help me, Maya, please." On the seventh night, she couldn't take it anymore. She pushed the dresser aside, ripped the duct tape away, and leaned close. "Who are you?" she whispered. For a moment, silence, then a low chuckle. "Got you." The vent roared with a sound so loud it rattled the walls, like claws scraping, like something huge dragging itself forward. Maya screamed and stumbled back. A pale hand shot through the slats, fingers too long, nails jagged and black. They scraped the wall, reaching for her. She bolted from the apartment barefoot, not stopping until she was pounding on the landlord's door. He opened it slowly, already dressed as if he'd been expecting her. "You talked back, didn't you?" he asked. Maya, sobbing, nodded. He sighed. "Then I can't help you." From down the hall, she heard it. The sound of metal warping, something forcing its way out of the vents. The landlord closed his door. To this day, the apartment sits empty. Neighbors say they hear a girl screaming through the vents late at night, her voice echoing down the ducts. If you listen closely, you can still hear her, whispering. "Help me, please, just talk to me."